Today we're going to talk about connections and commenting. This is another reading comprehension strategy that you can use while you are reading to better understand whatever you are reading. While reading, you want to be able to ask yourself questions, and you want to also be able to get into the role of a character or other characters in the stories that you are reading. So, some of the questions that you could ask to help you to make connections or to comment on the events that are happening are these here. How would I feel? So this is a personal connection. How would you feel if it happened in your life? How would others feel? How would others feel? This is also something that you could connect personally because it could be others in your life. It could be your parents, your siblings. It could be your friends. How would they feel about the events happening in the story? Or it could be about how would someone else in another part of the world feel who has a different lifestyle and a different experience. How would they feel about the events happening in the story? How would another character from the story feel? Now, this is really using the story to make you understand an event from another perspective. So, for example, in Keeping Corner, if you're reading something about Leela, how would Mossy feel if Mossy was in the same part of the story? How would the character experiencing the events feel? So sometimes you read a story and the events are just explained. You want to dig deeper and think about how the character going through the events would feel. The author might give you some clues and some examples, but you really want to dig deeper and think about how would the character feel. Okay, so these are some type of comments that you can make and connections. The next three are connections that you have been working on in the past, and they are known as text to text, text to world, and text to self. The first one, can I connect this event to something that has happened in history or in the society world today, is a text to world connection. It's when you connect the events from the story to something that's happening in history or currently. The next one, can I connect this event to something that has happened in my life, is a text to self connection. It's when you're connecting something happening in the story to something that's personally happened to you. And finally, can I connect this event to something that has happened in another book? That's a text to text connection. So when you're connecting something that's happening in the book you're reading to another book. For example, in Keeping Corner, when we learn that Leela gets married at a young age, we can connect it to some of the extracts we read in Homeless Bird, where we learn that Coley also gets married at a young age. Does that make sense? Okay, now you're going to try it. I gave you this extract today, and it is from the book that we're all going to be reading as a middle school called Inside Out and Back Again. You will get more information about when you will read this book later on. However, this is an extract from the book, and the extract is called Spelling Rules. It's dated September 30th, so this should give you clues about the fact that this book is probably some type of diary entry. What I want you to do is you should have this extract out, and you should have out two different writing utensils, either a pen and a pencil or two pens, which are different colors. Pause this recording and get all that if you don't have it. I'm hoping that at this point you have all this information in front of you, this extract that I gave you in class and two writing utensils. What I want you to do the first time around is to read this extract and pretend you are just yourself, okay? Take one of your pens and write questions that you have, comments that you have, and also thoughts that you would be thinking about as you're reading this as yourself. As a 6th grade student, what are the thoughts? How do you feel? And what are the questions that you have? Do that now. Pause this video and do that. Okay, now you should be done with that. This time around, I want you to take the other writing utensil that you have, and I want you to try it again. But this time, I want you to pretend that you are a student that cannot speak English and that you are learning the rules of English, okay? And I want you to take notes on this based on the fact that you are an ELL student who does not know the English language. What are the questions you would have? What are the comments? What are the feelings? Pause this video and do this now. Okay, now you have done this. I want you to look at the differences of your questions and comments. Were some of them same? Were some of them different? What made them different? I want you to think about that, and I want you to think about the activity that you just engaged in. We will talk more about it in class tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Bye.